We are now going to discuss the last and the most important of the administrative theories, and that's the one that we like to present as a good example to follow today, given the current situations that we face ourselves, or that we are being faced with in education, and that is open systems theory. The current best take on administrative theory is that schools are systems, not a linear chain of command structure. We still need those concepts to aid in organization, but the reality is that at any school, a whole series of systems are in operation at any one time. Different curricular areas, bus drivers, custodians, schedules, lunches, individual teacher schedules, etc., are all systems operating within their environment, a factor that was completely ignored in past theories. What an administrator needs to know is how much true authority does he or she have over every one of these systems. The answer is not much. The administrator of today facilitates the system set, not controls it. This is why open systems theory is critical to how administrators think about an organization today. Perhaps an anecdote would help explain this idea. In 1968, Commander Lloyd Booker was in charge of an intelligence gathering ship spying on North Korea named the Pueblo. His ship was captured, and he and his men were imprisoned for almost a year before being released. The ship, with all of its contents, ended up in North Korean hands. Upon his release, Booker was court-martialed by the Navy, who was irate that he lost his ship and the secrets within. The Admiralty expressed its case like this. Booker made no attempt to fight off the North Koreans. Booker did not destroy the secrets aboard his ship. Booker did not attempt to scuttle his ship so that the North Koreans wouldn't confiscate it. One admiral said that he would have just sailed towards the enemy and let them sink him, even if it cost all the lives on board, which is sort of what I call the John Wayne attitude. The result was that Booker was found guilty and dismissed from the Navy. However, Booker responded to these charges in what I like to call the open systems way. His defense was he had no idea what was in the secrets area of his ship. It was classified even from him. A sister ship conducted an experiment. They destroyed the same amount of information that Booker would have had to destroy, and it took them an entire day to do it. So there was no way he could destroy the material aboard his own ship. He had no real defensive weapons. Before he sailed, he begged for and obtained some heavier guns, but he had no one who knew how to fire them. He could not scuttle his ship. There was no way to do it. He was supposed to call for backup, but the aircraft carrier he contacted could not help him because the planes had the wrong bombs attached at that time, and it would take too long to reconfigure for the right armament. In addition, he called for backup from another carrier who happened to be in the neighborhood, but the commander of that carrier had no orders to help him, so he ignored Booker's plea. No one had told him that North Korea was on alert, so he should be extra careful. He had 2 Korean interpreters on board, but neither could speak Korean, so they could not monitor Korean radio broadcasts. The bottom line was that the Admiralty was using the when the captain fails, the ship fails philosophy, which is bureaucratic in nature. Booker was using the when the system fails, the captain fails philosophy, which is very much open systems theory. Incidentally, even though Booker was dismissed from the Navy, eventually the Admiralty used his situation to make radical changes in naval procedure, which has formed the basis for the new Navy. At this point, we will do our final discussion for this module. How does the story of the Pueblo incident demonstrate why open systems theory is more appropriate for school leaders than classical theory?